counting down to first pitch in Miami tonight. It's baseball on the show, and it's coming up next. On a humid night for baseball, MLB The Show welcomes you to the Sunshine State. Miami, Florida, the site for this edition of Major League Baseball. Tonight, Thursday Night Baseball will wrap up this 4-game midweek series as it'll be the Cincinnati Reds taking on the Florida Marlins. And hi again, everybody. Alongside Dave Campbell and the Wonder Dog Rex Hudler, I'm Matt Vasgersian as we get set to bring you the call on what should be a good one here. And Soup, we turn to you first. What are you going to be keeping an eye on most in this one?
Well, Matt, in this matchup, you have to figure the team that gets the better outing from its starters is going to be in good shape to win the game. I think if either of these guys can work into the 7th or later, their manager would take that every time.
All right, Dave, more from Rex later, but first it's on to the starting lineups as State Farm shows us the batting order for the visiting Cincinnati Reds. At home or away, State Farm is there. And getting his final warm-up tosses in, the starter who they'll be up against, as you see his totals there on the right side of your screen. And in the field, the Marlins will align themselves like this. Brandon Phillips will move towards the batter's box as we're just about set to get underway tonight. And we are underway here this evening as the first pitch misses for ball one.
And for the most part, he's been held in check in the series so far, just 2 for 9.
First pitch, 7-11.
Out in front here is Phillips as this one's pulled foul into the seats down the right side. And that's high and off the plate, 2-1. Weather shouldn't be much of a factor, 71 degrees here at game time. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Now a swing and a ball grounded foul off to the right side. And now this ball's lifted in the air down the right field line, but this will get back into the seats, so the count holds at 2-2. And this ball is also hit foul and heading for the seats, so we'll have to do it again, still 2-2. And a little battle brewing here as he fights off the 2-strike pitch and chops it foul. And this will miss down low in the dirt, so he's worked it full now at 3-2.
And he's making him throw a lot of pitches to open up the game here. Guys get to see what he's got.
Full count pitch on its way. And he finally wears him down here as he strikes him out after a 9-pitch at-bat. And with one away, today, of course, Jackie Robinson Day around Major League Baseball. We had a nice ceremony before the game in honor of number 42 as his legacy lives on to this day. Joey Votto will be the batter.
Joey Votto.
Take him deep.
And here's a fastball called for strike one.
And he's been struggling of late. He's just 1 for 10 so far in this series.
Just starting things out here in South Florida. Now a hard hit ball back up the middle. And that finds its way into center for a 1-out base hit.
Oh, this is what folks mean when they talk about timing the fastball. He looks at the first pitch just to get a feel for the speed and movement, and then when it comes again, now he knows how to handle it.
So a runner at first with 1 man gone, and here comes Roland. Ball 1. Here's a fastball low, and he's behind 2-0. Runner at first here, 1 man out. Here's the 2-0 now to Roland. Swing and a ground ball towards the hole. To Ugla for 1. On to Cantu, and it's a double play, and the inning is over. A good first inning of work there for Rick Vandenhurst. And now the Marlins will have a crack at things. No score. Starting lineup for the Marlins looks like this. Again, courtesy of State Farm. They'll match up against a guy that's been labeled one of the top pitching prospects in baseball the past few years, the hard-throwing right-hander Homer Bailey. A look there at the Reds' defense as they're led by a former Gold Glover Brandon Phillips at second base. Into the box here is the shortstop Hanley Ramirez as he'll lead things off in the bottom of inning number 1. And he'll look at a fastball that doesn't miss by a whole lot. It's 1-0. And this is just off the outside corner, ball 2.
And he's had a pretty good look at those first 2 pitches. Be aware, 2-0.
And that's taken for a strike on the inside corner, 2-1. Now here's the pitch. Out in front of the 2-1 as this is on the ground to third. And Roland's right on the money for route number 1. Our umpiring crew for tonight's contest, calling the balls and strikes, is Earl Hendricks. The crew chief Mac Harvey's at first. The former Congressman Chuck Price at second, and Clyde Washington is over at third. Leadoff man retired. Here's the left fielder, Chris Coughlin. And he gets ahead here with the fastball, strike 1.
Got to bend the knees and go down and get that one.
All right, let's go.
And that misses, 1-1. And he's a little too high with that one. 2 balls and a strike.
And now on the mound, you lose the advantage of strike 1 by missing with 2 straight.
Now a swing, and he just fouls this one away. Now a swing and a little soft liner to the left side. But this is a foul ball. And that misses there, so he runs the count full now.
And he likes to throw that slider off the fastball. Might want to make a mental note of that one.
Fastball, strike 3 called as he couldn't pull the trigger, and there are 2 away.
Well, he set down the first 2 guys to face him here in the inning, but they haven't made it easy. It's taken 11 pitches here, but he'll probably take it.
And so 2 are gone now for Jorge Cantu. And, looked pretty good on the monitor, but it's ruled a ball inside, 1-0.
Yeah, and Earl Hendricks is more likely to give you that pitch when it's away rather than in.
And Cantu won't offer it that one either. It's 2-0. And quick wrists here as this is yanked down the third base line. But a foul ball, and it's 2-1 now. Called strike 2.
And this pitching staff's done a pretty good job with him in the series.
We've done it twice. Let's do it one more time. Come on, baby.
And he'll fight just to stay alive here as this is fouled away. And this ball is also hit foul and heading for the seats, so we'll have to do it again. Still 2-2. And this is pulled fouled as he was way out in front there. And now here's a ball grounded foul over toward third. Ready with another 2-2. Well hit, but also well fouled into the seats and left. And he just manages to stay alive here as he fights this one foul. And the 11th pitch is the charm as he strikes him out to end the inning. Nothing in the Florida first. We've played an inning in South Florida. No score here on the show. Jay Bruce leads things off now in the top half of the second. Oh, this is swung out and hit in the air down the right field line. Did he get all of it? He did. A home run. A solo shot there for Jay Bruce. As the Reds strike first, it's 1-0.
Yeah, he got out in front of this quite a bit, and I didn't know if it was going to stay fair, but you'll see here, this ball just barely hooks inside that foul pole.
Orlando Cabrera will get his first shot at it here. And this is taken outside for ball one.
And now you got to snap back in a hurry. You cannot dwell on that home run ball.
One 0 pitch now. And 2-0 as this one's taken low.
And now after the home run, you can see he's a little leery about leaving one out over the plate again.
Let's go, guys.
Swing, and he takes this the other way to right. Ross is in a few steps as he takes it for the first down.
Oh, and that is a thank you very much right there. He needed a little something to go his way here, and he caught a break when this ball hung up because that pitch was hammered.
Ramon Hernandez will step in, working on a nice 5-game hitting streak. And now a pitch on the way. And this one's not close. It's in the dirt for ball one. One out, nobody on. And a good heater as he just watches this baby, a ball and a strike.
Yeah, not a lot he can do with that fastball.
One and two.
Just overmatched him there.
We're going to take it all the way this year. Come on.
The pitch. And he just does manage to fight this one off as it's fouled away. And ring him up. Strike three called on the fastball, and there are two gone.
Here you go in show motion. We'll give you a side angle shot to see how high this pitch is. Looks like it passes the plate right about shin high. Maybe a little questionable, but pretty close.
Josh Anderson will step in now.
Josh Anderson.
Here's the pitch. Lays off 1-0. Bases are empty here with two men out. And the fastball hitting 93 on the gun. It's 1-1. There's a swing and a ball lifted to left, but back in the seats, out of play. It's 1-2. Now the pitch. And that's going to be high, 2-2 now. Two-two pitch is hit in the air out to left. Coughlin is in his tracks now, and that will retire the side. Reds get a run on the Jay Bruce dinger. We'll go to the bottom of the second. It's now 1-0 Reds. Dan Ugla will start things off in the bottom of the second. Low with the splitter, ball 1.
And they've bottled them up pretty good so far, just 2 for 10 in this series.
Up around the letters with that one for ball 2.
And you can tell he's really showing him a lot of respect at the plate.
The 2-0. Now a bullet toward third. But right there is Roland as he takes away a hit for sure, 1 away.
Oh, and these always burn at you. I squared that thing up. I deserve a knock.
Cody Ross digs in at the plate. Good fastball there from Bailey as he takes charge, 0-1.
And early on, you can see him trying to jam guys with that pitch, not let them get extended.
Now here's the pitch. Comes back with a fastball again as he's in control, 0-2.
Good rhythm here early on.
Oh, and he can't catch up to the fastball as he swings and misses for the second out.
Pretty nice little start to the ball game here. 5 up, 5 down, 3 of them on strikeouts. He's showing he's going to be a force to be reckoned with in this one.
John Baker steps in now. Just off the outside, and it's 1-0. And that's too high, ball 2.
And that's what that four-seamer will do. It has a tendency to really rise at the end.
All right, Marlins!
2-0 pitch, and that one's over for a strike.
And he's got that thing moving pretty good here in the first few innings.
Here we go, guys! You can do it, Marlins!
Here's a swing and a high pop-up out in front of the mound. Hernandez will put this one away, and the side is retired. Can't ask for much more there out of Homer Bailey, and he's got himself a 1-0 lead. Lance Nix is ready to go here as we begin the third. And now a swing and a ball hit hard back up the middle. And this is going to scoot on through into center for a base hit leading off the inning.
Well, they really haven't been able to ruffle his feathers too much to this point, but a first pitch single here to begin the inning will at least put him into a stretch right away.
Homer Bailey will stand in what would appear to be a sacrifice situation here. Showing bunt here, but he takes ball one.
And the infield's all set to play the bunt should this guy get one down.
And he pulls back the bunt attempt, 2-0.
And let's see if he makes him throw a strike here.
Get the strikeout!
And they indeed have the pitcher bunting here as he gets this one down. A tag for one.
Good execution there as the sacrifice works that time. Now let's see if they can make it pay off.
Brandon Phillips will stride in again. He struck out swinging his first time. Out of play. Hit softly to the right side. And the toss goes to Vanden Hurk at first for the out.
Got him to chase the ball low and out of the zone, and all he could do was just cue one over to the first baseman for the out.
Joey Votto will dig in. He singled his first time around. And a ball, 1-0.
And they don't want to make a mistake with a right-handed hitter on deck and a base open, so they'll approach him very carefully right here.
The 1-0 pitch. Oh, look out now. Guys don't like it when you miss up and in like that.
Boy, that pitch is a little suspicious because he hadn't missed that badly all game long.
And this is near the line, but foul wide of first. And that's upstairs, running the count to 3-1.
And you don't want this inning to go any further than this, so I think he'll probably get something to hit here.
Scott Rowland would be next. Called a strike, and it's full 3-2.
Oh, and that's how you neutralize a 3-1 disadvantage. You throw a perfect location pitch.
Just does stay alive as this is fouled back. Fastball, and it's strike three called. Oh, that looked inside, but instead it's the third out of the inning. Reds leave one, but they lead it 1-0. Wes Helms makes his way to the plate to get us started here in the bottom of inning number 3. First pitch coming. And this is just off the outside corner for a ball, 1-0. Now ball hit toward third, but this is going to wind up a foul ball. Fastball called strike, 1-2.
And now that he's warmed up a little more, he's getting a little more oomph on that fastball than he had out of the gate.
Now the pitch. Lays off 2-2 now.
Yeah, battled him back to even. Now you got to think about that slider running away.
And a tough pitch on 2 strikes as he's able to foul it off. Now a swing and a ball pulled down the line to third. But a foul ball as it holds it 2-2. And this is lined into right field as that'll put him into the hit column for the first time. It's a solid single. The relay, but it won't be in time, and it's a leadoff double.
First hit of the game for him here, and it's a double leading off their half of the third. This should be a good opportunity to see some action in that run column as well.
Cameron Maben will take his first cuts of the ball game here. Just does manage to get a piece there as this is bounced foul. Curveball close, but it's 1-1.
And he's trying to drive in his first run of the season if he can get that runner in here.
No one out with a runner at second. Took something off there, but this is hit well anyway, out to deep center. Anderson has to roam straight back, but he has it for the first out. And he is in there. Rick Vandenhurst will stand in for the first time here. And he throws the fastball by him here, 0-1.
And a good chance to really help himself out here early on.
Line softly towards short. Throw on to first, 2 gone.
Thought he might have had a shot to score, but he took the safe route and hung on at third.
Hanley Ramirez will stand in. He grounded out his first time. Now a slider, and he gets ahead of him here, 0-1.
And this guy's just 2 for 12 in the series, so he could use a big hit here.
In there, and he's in control, 0-2 now.
No taking now. He's going to have to swing the bat.
He's set, now the pitch. And this one's hit on the ground, but foul. Now a ball lifted high in the air towards shallow right center field. Bruce is there, and he puts this one away for the third out. So a great job there of working out a potential trouble. Marlins leave 1. They trail this one 1-0.
Leading off with a red.
Scott Rowland will stand in now to get us going here in the 4th. And that misses low and away, ball 1.
And let's see if he can get a little something going in a 1-0 game.
And he watches one miss outside, 2-0 now.
And he's got a tough task here going through the 3, 4, and 5, so you hate to fall behind the first guy.
Now the 2-0. And that misses as well, 3-0.
Yeah, step off. Take a deep breath here. You don't want to walk the leadoff guy on 4 pitches.
And he gets this fastball over, back to 3-1 now.
And he's just waiting until he gets a strike. Not a bad decision to start an inning.
Swing and an easy one for the first baseman. But he is in there. And a good at-bat there, as that, in fact, stretches his hitting streak out to 9 games now. Jay Bruce will stand in again. He homered his first time around. Ball 1. Ready with the 1-0 now to Bruce. And he misses low with it, 2-0. And he takes a good swing at that one as this is sent down the line in right, but ultimately into the crowd, a foul ball. 1 run, 4 hits, and no errors in the game for Cincinnati thus far. Oh, right down Main Street with that one, 2-2.
Now at 2-2, you don't need a strikeout. Just make sure as a pitcher that he hits your pitch.
And they really bunch him up on that one as he swings and misses for the first out.
Oh, and he runs his fastball right in on the hands. Ooh, this is what you call locking a guy up.
Orlando Cabrera will stand in. A line-out victim his first time. Nowhere close with the fastball to begin the at-bat. It's ball 1.
And if you're wondering, that's 52 pitches now through 3 1/3.
From the stretch. Ball 2 now.
And when you need a double play ball, I don't see the logic of working this guy up in the zone.
Lays off a fastball, but it's over for a strike, 2-1.
Boy, when you're a middle-of-the-lineup guy and you get a good one to hit 2-0, you got to turn it loose.
1 run, 4 hits, and no errors in the game for Cincinnati thus far. Here he comes on 2-1. And the slider here is laced into right field for a base hit.
And you'll get another look. Look how he's able to stay on this pitch as it's running away from him. That's a good job right there.
Ramon Hernandez will get another shot, called out on strikes his first time around. Swung on and missed for the first strike.
And the one piece of good news here, this guy's a double play waiting to happen.
Outside for a ball, 1-1. In the air to center. Maben is there now, and he has it, 2 gone. Josh Anderson will dig in here. He flew out his first time around. In there for strike 1. And this is high, a ball and a strike.
And he's making a lot of high-intensity pitches here early in the game. Something to keep an eye on as we go along.
And this one's up around the eyes, 2-1. Two men are on with 2 men out. And a fastball that's lifted the other way out to left. And the catch made there by Coughlin to retire the side. So it's no runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 men left stranded. To the bottom of inning number 4 we go. It's the Reds 1 and the Marlins nothing. And there you see the latest scores from the NL here on a Thursday night, brought to us by the National Baseball Hall of Fame.
Leading off the 4th inning.
Chris Coughlin will lead things off here in the home half of the 4th. Just got a piece of it as it's fouled back. Now a hard liner toward short. Well, this will be taken in out there at short, and that's the first out of the inning.
Well, it's only April, but he's looking like he's in mid-season form out there right now. His location has been spot on so far.
The leadoff man retired now for Jorge Cantu. Now here's the pitch. Cold strike at the letters, 0-1.
And a wry smile there. He knew he had a good pitch to hit.
Slider, and that's in there for strike 2.
And from what I've seen so far, these guys are going to have a lot of trouble scoring tonight.
Let's go,
And a swing and a miss as they caught him reaching that time, and there are 2 away.
Very little offense at this point by either one of these two clubs, and you get the feeling these two pitchers are really settling into a groove.
Dan Ugla will step in. He's 0 for 1 thus far. And a curveball in for a strike.
And this guy's just 2 for 11 in the series thus far, so he has not been all that productive of late.
And this is fought off at the plate as it's chopped foul. And now here's a ball grounded foul over toward third. 2 out, nobody on. And wow, tough to lay off the fastball there, but it's 1-2.
Yeah, that's a good 2-strike pitch. And he's still got some count leverage here, so he doesn't need to challenge here either.
Lined up the middle, and that'll be a base hit here for Ugla.
Well, 2-out single right there, and that constitutes a rally the way this one's gone. Let's see if they can do anything with it.
Cody Ross will try it again, set down on strikes his first time. And he's able to go with the fastball nicely there as this is sliced into right for a base hit.
Well, here he was thinking he got an easy inning, then 2 straight hits with 2 outs, and he's worked himself into something of a jam right now.
John Baker will dig in. He popped out his first time. And a fastball misses here to start the at-bat. It's 1-0. Two down, runners at first and second. And this is hit high in the air and crossing into foul ground behind third. And this will land foul. Target from Ramon, now the 1-1. Late swing and a ball line foul into the seats past the third base dugout. And boy, I was waiting for him to get rung up there, but it never happened. 2-2 now.
I think that pitch missed right over the middle of the plate.
And he lays off the curveball, so it's a full count now.
And already we're seeing a lot of deep counts early in the ball game. These can really start to pile up if you're not careful.
Here's the payoff pitch. And he misses with it for ball 4, so the bases will be loaded now with 2 away.
And boy, those last few pitches there were nowhere close to the strike zone. When you've got 2 strikes on a guy, you've got a little more margin for error, but not that much.
So our situation has the bases loaded, 2 men out, and digging in now the third baseman, Wes Helms. And a little tapper up the line, but this will wind up a foul ball. He waits, now the pitch. 2 straight fastballs now as he powers ahead 0-2.
One strike away now from magically working out of this with a lead intact.
2 out, bases loaded. Now a swing and a miss. He struck him out, so he's able to tightrope it out of danger here, and the inning is over. Marlins leave all 3. They're down 1-0.
Leading off for Cincinnati.
Lance Nix will be the batter. And a bit too high with that one. It's 1-0.
And these guys would love to see the bottom of the order get some offense going.
.1-0 on the way. And 2-0 now as this misses below the knees.
And here in April, guys' arms still aren't 100% stretched out, so we'll see how long it goes before that bullpen gets active.
And he gets this fastball over. It's 2-1.
And he's taking a little off from his top speed. Just need to get one over.
Now a slider that swung on and hit in the air out toward left. There to take it in is Coughlin, and there's your first out.
Just continues to pitch a strong ball game. That second inning home run has been the only blemish so far.
Homer Bailey will stand in.
Homer Bailey.
Now the first pitch. And a swing and a bouncing ball back up the middle.
Well, this isn't the greatest swing you're going to see. Pitchers don't get a lot of time in the cage, mind you, but this one works out for him.
So it's back to the top of the order now. And stepping in, the second baseman, Brandon Phillips. Below the knees, 1 ball, no strikes.
And now that he's seen this guy a couple of times in the game, he knows not to chase after that.
Nail him!
And did he go around? No, he did not. Ball 2.
Maybe could have appealed that one. I don't know.
Runners on first with 1 down. And here's a fastball for a strike. 2-1 now. At the knees for a called strike, and it's back to even at 2-2.
Get the double play!
The 2-2 coming. And a fastball. Blew it right by him, and they're 2 down.
And he's just starting to dig his own hole at the plate right now. That's the second time he's struck out in the ball game, and you can see on swing track he needs to be more selective up there.
Joey Votto will step in, 1 for 2 in the ball game. And that's inside for a ball, 1-0.
And no threat to run over there at first, so with 2 away, you can focus all your energy squarely on this guy.
A runner on first with 2 away. Swinging a rocket to third, but pulled in at the hot corner, and that ends the inning. 1 left for Cincinnati, but they hold a 1-0 lead. Cameron Maben will stand in to lead things off in the bottom of the 5th. Here's the first offering. Oh, and he gets the fastball on the first pitch and shoots it into center field for a leadoff single.
And this is something they have not been doing a whole lot of during this losing streak, and that's getting the leadoff man on base. Now they need to work on something else that's been lacking, and that's getting the guy home.
Rick Vandenhurst will stand in. He grounded out his first time. And they'll indeed have the pitcher squaring around as he puts this one down. And the toss will go to Phillips at first base, so the sacrifice works as planned.
And when you've still got a 0 in that run column, you've got to resort to the little things. Good sacrifice there.
Hanley Ramirez will stand in, 0 for 2 thus far. Starts things here with a changeup for a called strike.
3rd time through the lineup for these guys now, and they haven't done a whole lot to this point.
Line to left. And a base hit as Nix will come in to play it. And the run will score from second as this ball game is tied 1 apiece.
Good job there of finding a pitch he can handle, and he's able to drive in that tying run from second to make it a 1-1 ball game.
Chris Coughlin will stand in, 0 for 2 thus far. And that misses for ball 1.
And they haven't tried running on this catcher yet through the first 4 innings. We'll see if that changes.
Now a ground ball towards the hole. A dive, but it's by him for a base hit.
And you can see the pitching coach heading for the mound. He's probably pumping him up a little, saying, "Hey, look, you're pitching your tail off. Don't get down on yourself. You can get out of this. Come on, let's go."
So 2 men are on with 1 man out, and standing in the dangerous first baseman, Jorge Cantu. And this is hit down the right field line, but it's going to get out of play for strike 1. And a ground ball for Cabrera. They could get 2 here. Phillips for 1. On to Votto, a double play, and that ends the inning. So 1 run on 3 hits, no errors, and 1 man left on base. We're through 5 here at the ballpark, all tied at 1-1. got rolling. Will stride in as he'll lead things off here in the Cincinnati 6th. Too high with the fastball here. It's 1-0.
And remember, he extended that hitting streak of his already, so he doesn't have that weight hanging over his head.
The next pitch. And, ooh, looked like a definite pitcher's pitch there on the inside, 1-1.
That is up, no doubt.
And he goes the other way with the fastball as this is hit in the air toward the gap in right center. Under it is Maben now as he pulls it in for the first out.
Well, a good start to the 6th there, but he's been living dangerously thus far. You see it on your screen, plenty of hits allowed, but the important category there is the earned runs. Just one.
Jay Bruce will stand in here hoping to duplicate what he did back in the 2nd inning as we flash you back to take another look at his solo home run that helped get this offense rolling. First offering on the way. Right through it here, and he's behind 0-1.
And even though he's pitching well, this is the part of the order that he's really got to worry about.
And he takes this one high, 1-1. Now a slider hit pretty well, but he might have got under it just a bit as this is out toward deep center. Maben there to put it away for out number 2.
And we'll check out the pitches by inning. You can see he's up to an even 80 pitches now, so they'll start keeping a little closer tabs on him out there.
Orlando Cabrera will dig in, 1 for 2 thus far. Now the first pitch. Now the fastball from Vandenherk as he gets ahead 0-1.
And pitch counts here always a big factor, more so here in the first few weeks of the season.
Now ball hit toward third, but this is going to wind up a foul ball. And now the Marlins bullpen will swing into action as a lefty and a right-hander start to get loose. Trying to get Cabrera to chase there, but it's 1-2. Here it comes. And this is taken high for a ball, and that's just a bad call there. Should have been strike 3. Instead, it's 2-2.
Oh, he got away with that take, but now you better not take anything else close.
And he lays off, so it's full now, 3-2.
From 0-2 to 3-2, he is really making him work out there.
Both teams with 6 hits so far. Now the 3-2 pitch. Just did get a piece of that one, so he stays alive here. And awfully close there on 3-2, but take your base, says Earl Hendricks. It's ball 4.
And he's saying, give me a break. I mean, that's right there. I'll tell you, though, complaining like that's only going to make that strike zone tighter.
So it's a runner at first with 2 men out, and standing in is the veteran backstop Ramon Hernandez. Here's a cold strike about thigh high, 0-1.
And he's got a 5-game hitting streak at the plate that's starting to come into jeopardy.
Runner aboard at first here with 2 gone in a 1-1 ball game. And this is reached for and fouled away off to the right as the count moves to 0-2 now. Shooting for the outside corner, but he missed it 1-2.
Wow, and you can bet he was saving that pitch. Good job to lay off.
Fastball misses in the dirt as he tried to get him to chase the low one.
Well, there's still a long ways to go in the season, so I'm a little surprised they've let him go as long as they have.
A look at Cabrera, now the pitch. And that's taken high for a ball. It's full now, 3-2.
Oh, and now at least that runner on first will be able to get a head start here.
And a little battle brewing here as he fights off the 2-strike pitch and chops it foul. 2 out with the man at first. He may have reached for ball 4 there as this is sent on the ground to third. Throw on to first gets him, and the side is retired. So it's no run on no hits, no errors, and a runner left. To the bottom of the 6th we go. 4, 5, and 6 coming up, all tied at 1-1. Dan Ugla will be the batter as we get things going in the bottom of the 6th. First pitch on the way. Oh, he goes the other way with a fastball. He drives it out to deep right center field. And he reaches up to track this one down for the first out, and he had to go a long way to get to that ball.
He's still got good stuff out there, though he may be losing a touch of his command. That pitch was up, but he got away with it.
Cody Ross will stride in. He singled in his last plate appearance. And he gets a piece here as this ball is fouled away. And 1-1 as this one's in on the hands.
And this crowd's fallen into a bit of a lull here in the middle innings.
Swing and a miss. Good sinking action there. 1-2.
Just cruising out there. This might be a game of first team to 2 wins.
Pitch on the way. And he'll fight just to stay alive here as this is fouled away. Swing and a miss on the changeup, and there are 2 gone.
And both starters are really feeling it now. Sometimes you get a sense that they're competing directly with one another. And this has turned into a showcase of whatever you can do, I can do better.
John Baker will stand in. Base on balls his last time. Swing, hard hit ball to second, and that's through, a base hit.
Well, he's been a little slow out of the blocks here to start the season, but that looks a little better there as this is a sharp base hit.
Wes Helms will step in now. In there, and it's 0-1.
And this guy's double earlier in the ball game has been their only extra base hit so far.
From the belt, kicks and deals. 1-1. And a swing and a ball hit well down the left field line, but back into the crowd, foul. And he struck him out, his 7th of the ball game, and that ends the inning. One left for Florida. Score remains tied 1-1. And since we've already seen what's going on in the National League, let's check out the AL action now on our out-of-town scoreboard. And now we're going to have a conference at the home plate area, so it would appear that we'll see a double switch here. Dan Meyer will come on in relief as he'll make his 2nd appearance of the season so far.
Your attention, please. This change for the Marlins. Now playing third base, number 20.
Josh Anderson will lead it off here in the top of inning number 7.
Center fielder, Josh Anderson.
Sit him down.
And that misses inside 1-0.
And these guys definitely don't want extra innings because they'll be getting on a plane right after the ball game tonight.
I had him guessing that time as he's barely able to foul it away. Oh, they have him looking awfully confused up there right now. It's 1-2.
Tough to catch up. That thing's got a lot of hop at the end.
Come on, face it now.
Ball 2.
Yeah.
2-2 pitch on the way. Now a ball hit high down the left field line, but back in amongst the spectators, foul. And he just manages to stay alive here as he fights this one foul. just does manage to fight this one off as it's fouled away. Not where he wanted that fastball to be, and it's 3-2 now.
And now this has to be a strike. You cannot live with a leadoff walk in the late innings of a tie ball game.
Come on, throw one past it now.
And he swings at the fastball here and lifts it into the air to shallow center. And he will make the nice running catch out there as he had to travel a long distance to rein that one in.
Obviously still very early in the season, but he's yet to give up a run so far. So as a pitcher, you want to keep that clean sheet as long as possible, and he's got the first out of the inning here.
Lance Nix will stand in. He flew out his last time up. And he misses inside with that one, ball one.
And coming off that long duel to start the inning, you wonder if maybe he'll try to pitch to contact here.
And this is going to find the crowd down the left field line. It's a ball and a strike. And this one runs a little too far in, ball two. Bases are empty, one man out. 2-1 pitch is swung on and hit in the air out to center field. Maben is there, two gone.
And you can tell if the ball's just not carrying here tonight. It looked like he got that one pretty good, but it just hung up there for an easy flyout.
Homer Bailey will step in, a base hit in his last time. In there, 0-1.
And this has been a great inning out of the pen. Let's see if he can finish it strong.
And a fastball that misses badly there. It's 1-1.
Got to look to try and slap that thing the other way.
Is hit to the right side, but it'll wind up foul down the line at first. Bases are empty here with two men out. Inside and a hair low. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. And now this is swung on and pulled down the third base line. Throw to first in plenty of time, and the side is retired. 1, 2, 3 go the Reds. Still tied 1 apiece. Cameron Maben will step in now to lead off the home half of the 7th. Now here's the first pitch. Good way to start it on the outside corner for strike 1.
And even though you're not getting much run support to speak of, you really need to just focus on doing your job on the mound.
swinging a hard-hit ball back up the middle. And that'll get through into center, so there's your possible go-ahead run on base now to lead off the inning.
Oh, and a good sign here to start the home seventh. He finds a pitch to his liking there, and now the go-ahead run's on base to kick off the inning.
Dusty Baker's up out of the Reds' dugout now on his way to the mound. And it appears as though that's going to be all for Homer Bailey. He'll depart with our score tied, and he'll still be accountable for the runner at first, and the best he can do is a no decision in this one. New pitcher set to go now as it's a former Rule 5 guy. Right-hander Jared Burton gets the call. Brian Barton will get his first opportunity now. Fastball in there for a called strike. Misses with it, 1-1.
And you can bet there's at least one interested party in that dugout. You've got a starter waiting to see if he's going to be on the hook for the loss or not.
In for strike two. Ground now for Roldan. They might get two. Throw on to first, and one third baseman grounds out to the other, one away.
Yeah, high chopper that time, and it kind of eliminates getting anything but the out at first. That's a smart play there to get the sure out.
Runner at second, one away, and it's back to the top of the order now for Hanley Ramirez. Good bite to the slider, and he takes strike one.
And we are right on the teetering point in this ball game. Each at bat could be a make or break now.
And now here's a ball grounded foul over toward third. Ready now, the pitch. Tried to get him to go after one below the knees, but it's 1-2.
And I gotta say, I've been surprised at their inability to cash in so far. They need a big hit here.
And this is high for a ball, so from 0-2, he's worked it back to 2-2 now.
And now's where I think you have to sit changeup and react fastball.
And he tries to get him to reach for it, but it stays outside. 3-2.
And now on 3-2, let's see if he gets a fastball here.
Go-ahead runs in scoring position here with one away. Swing shot back up the middle. That's in there. Base hit. And the go-ahead run will score from second as they've taken the lead here in the late going.
And Runs are proving to be somewhat hard to come by, so that's a big RBI there as that breaks our 1-1 tie.
Chris Coughlin will dig in. He singled his last time around. Comes set, now the pitch. Too low, 1-0.
These guys have played it pretty close to the vest so far. No stolen base attempts as of yet.
Change up low, 2-0.
And with runs proving to be hard to come by, we'll see if they want to set that runner in motion here.
There goes Handley for second. Swinging a high pop-up right near the mound. And there to take it in is Roland for route number 2.
And State Farm's going to give us a look at this swing in show motion. And that's a few inches above the thumbs. That's one he'll be feeling all night long.
Jorge Cantu will try and turn it around. 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts thus far. Hit on the ground towards first. And a sliding attempt at first, but this sneaks by him, a base hit.
Well, that's their 10th hit of the game now, but of those 10 hits, 9 of them have been singles. With just one double to their credit, they need someone to come up with a big blow here.
Big spot here. First and second, 2 men gone, and that'll bring in the powerful second baseman, Dan Uggla. And he lays off there, 1-0.
And this is a big chance to break open what's been a tight game to this point, and they've finally got the right guy at the plate to do it, too.
And it runs outside, so it goes to 2-0 now.
And with the paucity of scoring chances we've seen, a base hit here could wind up being the one that seals the deal.
2 men are on with 2 men out. Two-0 count, the pitch. And there's the first strike, 2-1.
And he's working hard from the neck up right now.
Changed up on him as this is grounded to second. And the throw to first is in time, but the damage has been done as the side is retired. So it's a run on 3 hits, no errors, and 2 men left on. We'll look ahead to inning number 8 now. Florida's out in front, 2-1. So a new pitcher is set to go now as we'll see the right-hander Brian Sanchez get the call. Brandon Phillips will get us going now in the top half of the 8th. Here's a fastball upstairs, 1-0.
And these guys could really use a leadoff base runner here.
And now Leo Nunez starts to loosen up in the Florida bullpen. Here's the 1-0 now to Phillips. Swinging a ball line hard towards short. Oh, but he robs him on a super diving catch.
Oh, and these are the at-bats that eat at you as a hitter. He's got a sure base hit, but what's that guy diving for? Oh, man, you took away my knock.
So one away here in the Reds' half of the eighth, and that'll bring in the fine young first baseman, Joey Votto. And that misses, ball one.
And this has been a well-played ball game. No errors on either side.
Let's go, okay.
Now it's 2-0.
And this is the time of the game where this part of the lineup really needs to come through.
Get this guy down.
Lays off a fastball, but it's over for a strike. 2-1.
Probably just take until he gets a strike there. Not a bad idea the first time you see a guy.
Our pitcher's duel continues here. 2-1 score as we play the eighth.
Strike.
Lined into left center. And Votto reaches. He's got a base hit.
And a good job to get on base there as the tying run. And now we may see a pinch runner here to get a little speed out there at first.
Scott Rowland will get another crack. 1 for 3 thus far.
Turn the two.
Off the plate and away there. 1 ball, no strikes.
Got to make sure you cut down the gaps here and avoid the extra base hit if at all possible.
And this is just off the outside corner, ball 2.
And when you're down 2-1 late in the ball game, you need to make every at-bat count.
Here comes the 2-0. Swing and a ball line softly down the right field line. Foul. And he misses again, ball 3.
And if he were to reach, I wonder if we'd see the closer here in the 8th inning.
Jay Bruce is on deck. Now the 3-1 pitch. Now ball hit toward third, but this is going to wind up a foul ball. And he missed with it, ball 4. So that means now the potential tying run will move into scoring position at second.
Boy, he's really digging himself in a hole right here. The last thing you want to do is put the possible go-ahead run on base without even making him swing the bat.
Raniel Pinto will come on in relief as he'll make his second appearance of the season so far. Jay Bruce will stand in. He homered back in the second inning of this one.
Yeah, guys!
Oh, it's on the ground to second. Did he get his double play? On to first, and he gets out of the jam. A double play as they hold on to their lead, and the inning is over. Carlos Fisher will be the new pitcher.
Your attention, please. Now pitching for the Reds, number 46, Carlos.
Cody Ross will try again. Struck out swinging his last time through.
Fielder, Cody Ross.
Marlins,
And this is low, ball one.
And when you're struggling to score runs, you really need the heart of your order to get something started.
And now a right-hander's begun to loosen up in the Cincinnati bullpen.
Ball two.
Having a hard time finding the strike zone here to start the eighth.
Can't find the zone here as the cutter low makes it 3-0.
And in just a one-run game, you really need to avoid the leadoff walk if you can.
And that's in there, 3-1.
Might have been taken till he got a strike there. Not a bad idea.
Now here it comes. And this is in the air down the left field line and into foul territory. And that will end up a foul ball. Swing and a ball hit hard on the ground towards second. Phillips throws to first, and that's out number one.
Boy, it's important to hold serve here in the bottom of the eighth, so that's a good job of getting the leadoff guy right there. They need to keep that deficit at 1 before they take their final hacks in the ninth.
John Baker will step in, 1 for 2 with a walk thus far. On the ground for Rowland. On to first, and there were 2 down.
This pitch was basically begging to be hit a long way, but all he could do with it was hit a ground ball for the out.
Gabby Sanchez will get the call to pinch hit here, as we'll see what he can do with 2 out and the base is empty. Now a ball slapped hard the opposite way, and that'll get down for a base hit.
Well, coming off the bench, you got to be ready to hit the first good one you see. This pitch is right out over the plate, and he delivers.
So it's a runner at first with 2 men out, and that'll bring in the center fielder, Cameron Maben. Changeup too low, and it's 1-0.
Boy, and you've got to like the drama of a low-scoring game where every pitch means something.
Tried to get some loft to that swing, but it's 1-1.
That was a Linda Ronstadt fastball, blew by you.
A runner on first with 2 away. 1-1 pitch on the way. And he looks at one in there, 1-2.
Boy, this has been a good sequence to this point. Let's see if they try and punch him out.
Now a fastball, but that's easy to lay off, and it's back to even at 2-2.
And now an important pitch here, because if you go 3-2, that's going to activate the runner.
Hit hard to the right, but foul. 2 out with the man at first. And they're working the outer half here, but that one's wide for ball 3.
The runner at first has got to make sure he's going to the plate before he breaks.
a ball grounded foul over toward third. Out in front here as this is pulled down the third base line. Throw on to Votto will take care of him at first, and the side is retired. Marlins leave one as they're unable to add to their 2-1 lead. On to try and close this one down is the veteran right-hander Leo Nunez.
Now pitching for the Marlins, number 46, Leo.
Orlando Cabrera will step in, 1 for 2 in the ballgame.
Shortstop, Orlando Cabrera.
Base hit.
Ninth inning underway as the first pitch misses for ball 1.
And this is the 5th pitcher they've used in the ball game, so that bullpen's getting awfully lonely down there.
Here's the 1-0. Now a hard liner toward short, but a fine grab by the shortstop Ramirez as he takes away a hit, and there's one gone.
Well, when you're coming into the game, I guess you'd rather give up a rocket for an out than a rainbow for a hit. But still, he better hope that doesn't continue.
Ramon Hernandez will step in, a ground-out victim as last time. And a lay off a fastball here in a good spot, but ruled the ball 1-0.
And he's still looking for a base hit here to keep that modest 5-game hitting streak alive.
The 1-0 pitch. And he falls behind now, 2-0.
And he's not going to swing at borderline pitches. He knows what his assignment is.
Now a fastball as this is hit fairly well out toward left center. Coughlin there to grab it as that becomes out number 2.
2 quick outs, but that's just what you want your closer to do, to come in and shut the door.
Josh Anderson will try again, 0 for 3 thus far.
Anderson.
Now he drops one down here right out in front of the plate. And the throw is too late. He's on with a beautifully placed bunt single.
When you can't get any offense started the normal way, this is not a bad avenue to turn to. At this point, they'll take any base runner they can get.
Aaron Miles will step in with the tying run on first, so he's got to concentrate and work on getting on base here. And this ball's going to find the seats down the left field line. Foul, strike 1. And that misses downstairs for a ball, 1-1.
And if he can close this out, he'd pick up his 3rd save of the year.
Taken called strike 2, and now they're down to their final strike tonight.
And if this isn't a great baseball game, I don't know what is.
And now this relatively sparse crowd comes to their feet one final time. throw over to the bag, and the runner back safely. And again a throw, and he'll get dirty, but he's back in safely. A runner on first with 2 away. Just does stay alive as this is fouled back. Runners on the move for second. Now a swing and a ball grounded foul off to the right side. And this is fouled straight back. And the fastball easy to lay off that time, 2-2.
Oh, and it's situations like this that make this game great.
Here's the 2-2 offering. Fastball, and he turns on one, sending it high and deep to right. Leaps to bring that one down. And with that, the ball game is over. Wow.
Whoa, I thought he had it for a second, but he just got under it a little too much. What a way to end this one, though.
Boys, probably a handful of deserving candidates for our top player of the game award. But Dave, what do you say we go ahead and give it to the man that shut the door out of the pen?
Yeah, it's nice to have someone like this you can call on to finish things out for you, and that's just exactly what he did.
So that'll just about do it. For Dave Campbell, Rex Hudler, and our entire San Diego-based flight crew, I'm Matt Vasgersian saying thanks for joining us here tonight. This has been a presentation of MLB 10 The Show. For more, don't forget to check us out online at MLB10theshow.com. The Marlins win it 2-1. A post-game highlight package is next, so until next time, good night from South.